everyone, thanks for coming back to my channel. I am your fave nurse B. If you were new here, consider subscribing. I have plenty of videos here to help you if you were wanting to get into nursing school, you're already in nursing school, you just graduated, you want to make more money as a nurse, you want to just learn more about nursing, you want the real deal of the healthcare world. I am your girl. I am your fave nurse B. So I've heard people say this. They say, oh, I want to go to nursing school, but I'm gonna go ahead and wait because I cannot do nothing online. I cannot do online classes. That is not for me. I'm not gonna do well. I ain't gonna do it. I'm just gonna wait till they decide to, go back to going to classes, in person. So I totally get that. I feel like there's necessarily nothing wrong with that. Everyone knows themselves. But I urge anyone who's feeling this way, I urge you to, one, think about the practicality. This happened last year, like April, March, right? And since then, here we are, January. I would say, 9 months later, it's still going on. From what we know, people, there's even more restrictions. And then on top of that, we're going to have someone in office who's probably going to put in more restrictions. So with that being said, who knows how much longer people are not going to be able to go to classes in person, right? Who freaking knows? We don't know. So just think about that. You could be waiting potentially another year to be getting to get into school, or even longer depending on when the school starts. So keep that in mind. Also, I want you to think about, up until now, why haven't you gone to school? Up until now, what has stopped you from going to school? Has it been money? Has it been insecurities? Has it been issues with childcare? Has it been just like you kept telling yourself, oh, it's not the right time, I'm not ready? Did you continue to make excuses about why you weren't starting school? If that is the case, then let me tell you this. This is just another excuse. You're just using what's happening to everybody as an excuse. And I know some people don't want to hear that. They're like, no, I know myself. I cannot do online classes. I'm here to tell you, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. You can do whatever you literally set your mind to do. It is possible for you to do it. It's 110% possible. And I'm not one of the people that's like, if I can do it, you can do it. But let me tell you something. This girl right here, your fave nurse B, did not learn how to read until she was 9 years old. But I graduated at the top of my class in nursing school. I went to college before that at the age of 16. So I hate when people like, if I can do it, you can do it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't allow whatever happened in my life to make me be like, I'm not going to be able to be successful. I'm not going to be able to go to college. I'm not smart enough. Like, I get that. And I have videos even talking about people who have that complex of not being smart enough to do stuff. And I, try to motivate you and all, encourage you all to go for what you want. But just think, if you've already created excuses for yourself in the past, then don't look at this as being like, well, I know for sure I can't go now. Don't look at it like that. Think about what is the positives of what's happening right now and how that is in favor of you right now. Like, well, in the past you may have been like, oh, well, I can't go to school because I have kids and my kids are in school and it's just too much trying to get them to school and do all this. More than likely, like everybody else, your kids are at home with you. Now, that could be a little bit more of a stressor to have your kids at home with you, but you don't have to worry about them having to go to school and you having to take them here and there and that, all that. Everything is online. If your kids can do it, I feel like if your kids can adjust to it, I feel like you should just adjust to it. You should just do it. Like, that's what this video pretty much coming down to. Stop making up excuses. I get it. People have learning disorders. People have, it's difficult, especially if you, like, I came in, I'm 30. I'm grown, y'all. But like when I was coming up, I was like literally the first round of kids in my like area, like district, whole like area that we had smart boards. I'm one of those millennials who I understand what life was before computers, and I understand I was young enough to see life when when computers came out. Dang, I sound old, don't I? But it's okay, girl. It's okay. 90s baby, okay? But I get it if you come from a time where growing up and seeing computers and doing stuff online was like not at all existent. I get it. It's a challenge. You're already like, might be like, well, I haven't been in school for a few years or for over a decade. It's already going to be hard for me to go back to school. Why would I want to go now when everything is online? What I'm telling you is Believe in yourself. Honestly, it sounds very, very, you know, like regular schmegular basic, but believe in yourself. Stop making this excuse of why you're not going to do. You're going to really go a whole nother year and a half, maybe even 2 years. Who knows? School may never go back to being in person 100%. It might not. So you need to adjust to this. You have to adjust to it. It just is what it is. If you want to advance in your career or make more money or have more job security, yada, 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 you going to have to just roll with the punches and just make it happen. That's all it comes down to. It's similar to how some healthcare professionals came from a time where it was just all paper charting. And then when computers came, it was like, I ain't going to be able to do this. I'm going to just get fired. Like, some people was on that route, like, I can't do it. I don't understand computers. I don't want to learn it. I want to still be stuck in my ways. I don't want to move with the times. And some people was like, okay, let me put on my readers. Let's make this happen. And they learned it. And they probably still, it don't come to them super easy. They got to ask somebody to show them. But guess what? They still make it happen because that's what they want to do. And that's all I'm saying for you. And I'm not trying to come off like, you know, insensitive or anything like that. I get it. I've made excuses for a lot of stuff in my life. But I'm just at that point where instead of just looking for an excuse, and you know when it's an excuse, when you're like, okay, you build up the courage to do something. Okay, I'm going to do this. And then when it falls through and you can't do it, or if it just a little bit of it doesn't go the way you thought it was going to go, you feel relief. You're like, oh, good. Because I really didn't want to do that. That's what it is. So if you was like, okay, I'm going to start school, I'm going to do it, I'm just going to make it happen. And then it went online and you was like, oh no, I can't do online. And you felt that relief, like, good. This is going to buy me some more time. You made that into your excuse. You created a roadblock for yourself. You created that roadblock. Yes, I mean, yes, it's online. I know it's harder. You're not able to be in person. Maybe it's hard for you to focus. Maybe it's hard for you to do stuff at home. It's hard for everybody to do stuff at home. It's not normal for people to be at home working. It's just not. Some people, it comes to them like naturally. Some people, it doesn't. It's normal for you to see home as your place of rest, your place of refuge, your place to just chill and be yourself. That's normal. So I get it. You know, this is abnormal for everybody. This is, you know, out of whack for everybody. But it's literally a small amount of time in your life to make a huge difference. I say that all the time. This is a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years of your life that is going to make an impact for the rest of your life, a large impact for the rest of your life. So just take that gamble on yourself, take that risk, and just go for it for yourself. And I feel like I do this every year around this time because it's important, because everybody is like, you know, fresh new energy. Let's just get things started. We're all motivated, and you can watch this at any time of the year. But I really urge you to not let the fact that most schools are online right now hinder you. There's a lot of resources out there right now. You can still get in contact with professors. You can still do online study groups. You can do online little Zoom study groups. You can do all of that. You can still make this happen for yourself and for your family. Are these kids woke? Do y'all be doing stuff? You be like, is the kids woke? But you can still do that for yourself and for your family, or just for yourself in general, and advance in life. Don't let this time pass you by. I feel like this time can be good for a lot of people. A lot of schools are helping. I know my school sent something out and was like, if you've been affected by everything that's going on, you can get help with tuition, and you can get a free computer to be at home for school at home. Make it happen for yourself. If you're out of work or whatever, okay, you know what? Use this time to go to school. Use this time to really do what you want to do. Since right now we're at a point where most people, or some people, are not able to financially sustain themselves, and they don't have to keep going to a job, you know, to make money and making other people rich. Use this time to be like, you know what? I want to get out of that work. I don't want to be in that. I don't want to be at this point in my life again where I'm dependent on somebody else for my money and to feed my family. So let me do what I got to do so that I can get into a career or a path or whatever that's going to help me to be more of an essential employee, right? To be more sustainable, to be, you know, let me elevate myself so that I'm not as expendable as I once was. Now, I'm not saying, you know, I know there's people with different degrees, different levels of everything that's out of work right now. I mean, so much years of experience, like, oh my goodness, you had great job security. And now, you know, this is happening. But if specifically you want to go into healthcare, which this video is for, we all know that nursing, we gonna always have a job. I don't know who gonna replace us. I don't know. I mean, it's such a huge demand. I thought I was gonna have less hours as an agency nurse over the holidays, but I mean, nothing changed. Like, I still had plenty of hours to pick from, and there's still plenty of more hours right now at premium pay. So do it. Go for it. Believe in yourself. Just sit down and be like, this is what I'm going to commit myself to. Write it all down. Make it happen for yourself. Do not let this be a hindrance. You don't know what you're capable of until you actually go for it. You don't know what's going to come into your space, what's going to come into your world that's going to help you until you go for it. You don't know what God has for you until you go for it. You don't know who can help you until you go for it. That's all it is. Of course, before you do something, you're going to be hella scared. You're going to be like this and 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 this. That's something I really learned. I feel like coming into my 30s is that I had so much anxiety about what could have happened. And I created all of these little roadblocks, all of this, instead of just looking at what I wanted to happen. Instead of just looking at what's the thing that can happen that is positive and exactly what I want. We focus a lot on all these things that can happen and how it can be this and this and this. And I heard this and she said this and what if this and da da da. Forget that. You want to be a nurse? Go be a nurse. It's that simple. Is it that simple? I got this. It's that simple. Stop making excuses. That's what it comes down to. And I got to say that to myself all the time. Girl, stop making excuses. I had this quote. I'm going to put it up. And what I did was I took them, I printed them out on, like, you know, regular printer page, and I cut it up, and I had my husband like put it up really high because he's tall. He's like 6'2". I had him put it up in the kitchen really high, and I've been looking at it for the past day or two. And so I just keep telling myself this. I keep telling myself, like, I'm too smart to becoming, what is it? I'm too smart to, or you are too smart to be the only thing in your way. And I was like, that's so true. I create all these problems for myself. Yes, of course, it's issues that's happening, but I'm the one that makes it into a problem versus an opportunity, versus a testimony, versus just something that I got to overcome and be a little bit more creative about. But is the thing that's stopping me more important than what I want to go to? That's what you got to ask yourself. Is what I really want more important than what I believe is holding me back? You got to ask yourself that. What's more important? Because if you just say, I'm not going to do it, basically you saying the fact that this school is online, that's more important. That excuse is more important than you becoming a nurse, than you going and making more money, than you being able to have more flexibility in your career, to you being able to have more higher knowledge, to you being able to help the people that you want to help, to you being able to have job flexibility. You can work anywhere. Nurses do every freaking thing, everywhere. There's so many specialties. It's a whole new world. You allowing the fact that this school online stop you? Like, really? Just think about that. That don't make no sense. Really think about it. Sit with it. And I get it. I myself have had issues with school. Learning a language. I would love to learn another language. But I let other stuff stop me from doing it. I've had horrible experience with one specific professor. And I let that freaking, like, cut me off from learning. Because I'm very shy, like I was. Well, I still kind of am. But I don't like talk. I don't like to sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. And when you learn the language, you just got to say stupid stuff. You just got to sound like you learning it. You know, you got to be brand new with it. But I didn't like that. I was super nervous. So that experience just cut me off. So it's like, okay, am I going to let that bad experience that happened, eons ago, stop me from learning a new language, from going to other countries, from being able to talk to people in their native tongue? I'm going to let that stop me from listening to music in other languages and like really feeling it and vibing, because I love music and vibing with it? Am I going to let some isolated event stop me from doing that? I have, but going forward, will I? No, I'm not. I'm going to go for what I want. And that's what I want you all to do. That's all I'm saying, is go for what you want. Stop creating obstacles for yourself. Yes, you are creating them. Because all it is that it is what it is. And in your mind, you interpret it. Because the same person that's seeing school online might be like, oh, this is perfect because I ain't got to worry about, you know, the fact that I got to go to work. If this is online, of course, yeah, I do got to be sitting somewhere from a certain time to a certain time. But all that time it was going to take me to commute to school. That's hours out of my week I don't have to commute to school. And the way you might set it up, you might be able to be at school while you at work. That's what black folks do. Shout out to the black folks. Because that's what we do. We be at work doing everything but work. Okay, we be applying for a whole other job while on the job. But that's another video. But yeah, I hope you all found this video encouraging and helpful. Go check out my entire library of videos. I have study videos, I have motivational videos, I have videos where I'm giving you freaking positive affirmations to say to yourself to change your mindset, because it is mental blockages that we have that's causing us to create these little traps for ourselves and make us feel like we can't do anything when we really can. If you feel the urge to do it, then it's for you. But yeah, that's that. I hope you all found this video helpful. I love you all, I appreciate you all, and I'm just sending out all the good vibes. Okay, if you all are interested, go check out my other channel, Stay Forever True. I talk about spirituality, plant-based diet. I have gardening videos, natural hair videos. It's just more of me and like my more regular schmegular self outside of nursing. But yeah, I love you all, and I thank you so much for watching. Peace.